Hello, welcome back to another Comic Pressing 101 video. On a recent video, not sure when I will load this video, but I talk about square bound that was poorly pressed, and I want to dive much deeper into this issue in this video. First up, not all square bound is square bound. If that statement makes no sense, let me show you. Okay, this book has not been pressed. I had this in my collection for years and years and years. There's a lot of pressable defects, as you can see there on the edge. Okay, but it's not the kind of book that need to be pressed. It's here for me to enjoy. But it's supposed to be a square bound. But look at this. Focus. There you go. On both ends, okay? The other end, you see it. Okay, now does it mean that this book has been pressed? No. I bought this many years ago from a collector's in his collection, and I'm pretty sure he did not press anything. But so there you go. Here's a square bound that is rounded. All right, so the key to understanding how a square bound can be damaged is to understand how square bound books are made. So here's another square bound, also never pressed, in my collection. Let's take a look at how square and flush that is right there. Okay, same thing on this end. Look at that. Okay, not perfect, but as you can see, a very nice square bound. Here's another one. This one is really sharp. Okay, take a look at this one. Take a look at that. Right, that is about as square as you can get. Correct. And the spine, you can see, nice and straight and square. Okay. Now I brought out this stack of paper to demonstrate. So imagine this is all the page of a comic books. Okay, if it is lined up like this, nice and straight, and we know that's not the case on how many books are produced. Okay, they're poorly, the quality control of many comic books production process was not very well kept. But if a book is, if the papers are lined up perfectly like this, right, and the press come down to press this, nothing's gonna happen. The spine is not gonna get crushed because the level of paper here on the spine, assuming this is a spine. Okay, let's visualize this as a spine of the book, and here's a cover, and here's all the other pages in between. Guess what? The spine is not gonna be crushed. Correct? Not gonna be crushed whatsoever, because why would it be crushed? Because the level of paper is even across the entire book. Okay, there is no extra forces on the edges here that will make the spine getting crushed. Now the issue is square bound books are not made with the best production quality. Here's an example. Okay, this is the Silver Surfer book that I show you. Take a look. You see that? Can you see? Maybe I can focus on that, but hopefully you can see that there's a couple pages where it was not lined up at all. Okay, it's not lined up at all, so it's a little bit crooked. Okay, so because of that, this is not even. So imagine you have a square bound book where the page, once put together, was not well lining up. Okay, very often, very common, more common than you believe. Okay, it's all jagged like this. Okay, take a look at this Tarzan book. Too bad I can't zoom in anymore, but you can see. Okay, if you zoom in real close, you can see. Unfortunately, I can't zoom anymore in, and the camera can't focus. But you can see that this is not even. It's all jagged, okay? It's all uneven. Because of that, when you have a situation where, you know, the paper are not lining up perfectly, guess what? Once a press come down, okay, it will make things uneven, okay? It will spread out the spine and the cover will be rounded, okay? But as you can see, it's not going to be, it's not going to work correctly. Hopefully what I show you right here makes sense. Okay, I'm not sure how it would turn out. I'm shooting this video and trying to work the process through my brain, but right there is a perfect example of why this square bound was never square in the first place, right? So what's the best thing to do to prevent the spine to be crushed under a press? Think about it. Think about the force that's coming down on the book. How can you avoid crushing this area right here? Easy. I will talk about it and then demonstrate it real quickly. The key is keep this entire part out of the press. Only press the book from here onward. Okay, so if that makes sense, because once you put the force only from here toward the inside of the book and leave this part, the last quarter of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, whatever it is that you need to do, leave that out of the press, there will be no pressure put on the spine and the spine will not be damaged. It is that simple, right? So let me show you how it will be done using one of these books as example, okay? But before I take this book to the press, I want to show you another thing that you should do. Is we all know many square bound have that staple right there, okay? And sometimes that staple rub the covers or puncture the covers, okay? So what I always do is put at least one, okay? Sometimes I use 2 or 3. Slide a piece of paper as flush as I can against the spine on the edge of the book like that. Okay, make sure the piece of paper is in. It doesn't have to be flush, as tight as you can against the spine, okay? Because we are going to keep the spine out of the press machine. So that piece of paper is only there to provide a barrier between the staple and the cover, okay? So just make sure that it's lined up like that, and let's take the book to the machine. Okay, so here is the book resting under the press, okay? So you can see that's the edge of the press, and about 1/4 inch of the book rests outside of the press. So there is absolutely no pressure putting on the edge of the spine, okay? And that's how you keep the spine from being crushed. That's how I keep the spine from being crushed. It is that simple. I'm sure other people had other methods. I don't care. This is my way. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.